Hey guys, Eugene here. This is a video on adding artwork for animation from Photoshop or Illustrator into Adobe Animate and how the process works for both. I'm going to try to make this brief. If you don't know how to use Photoshop or Illustrator, this is going to be irrelevant to you. If you want to experiment with it, you can. We already learned in the class how to use Animate to create artwork, and that's more than sufficient. But this is a bonus because a lot of students that take this class happen to know how to use this software. So I give them the option to use it if they want. So let's go ahead and start off with the ideal, which is creating stuff in Illustrator. Ignore Deadpool there. That's from another exercise. But if I were to make something in Illustrator, really just about anything. If you know how to use Illustrator, it's got the pen tool. But let's say that I'll create a fun E, because my name's Eugene and I'm still trying to get used to it. After all these years of being a Eugene, still trying to make it cool, and it's not happening. But here's this fancy E that I created, right? So this is just a shape. Could have created the same thing in Animate. Probably would have been just as easy, but still, you get the idea. So let's experiment with a few things. If I go and drag this into Animate, well, actually, I got to open something up first, but I'll open up a new document. We'll say, not going to worry about the size. But let's say I just wanted to drag this shape in there. Will it work? Let go. All right, so didn't happen, right? Oh, it says paste as a bitmap. Well, that's not going to do me much good because I had a nice vector there. Paste using AI file importer preference. Okay, well there it is. It actually did come in, so that's nice. If you know how to use that program, this would work. What did it come in as? Let's take a look. It came in as a drawing object, so it's really no different than if I'd drawn a drawing object. I turned on object drawing right there, see? So I'll draw a little circle here. Again, like I said, I'll draw a little circle here. Draw it. What is this? Well, maybe I'll draw a rectangle to really make a difference. This is so weird. It's just not drawing anything. Maybe it is and I can't see it because my background's white. Yeah, it has been drawing stuff the whole time. Sorry guys, I have a cold and making this video my brain is not operating correctly. So check this out. It is working. So yeah, that works. But let's say you had something super complicated that you wanted to bring in here, which can absolutely happen. Like you've got something that's super detailed. You can also just bring the whole Illustrator file in. I mean, you can get the whole guy to come in. So if you wanted to, if you had something you're trying to bring in and you had named your layers up here, etc., you could just import this. So let me save this as a test. I'll save it onto my desktop and just press test. All right, file, import, we'll say two-stage for this first time around. And I'll go to desktop, test, open. And see how it shows me layer 1, then it shows me the path. And I can choose, I don't really want layer 1, maybe I just want the path. Here it is. Great. Hopefully you're getting the idea of how this works. You can bring stuff in from Illustrator pretty easy. But what about Photoshop? What about Photoshop? So here's Photoshop, right? So let's say that I made something in Photoshop. This is a different process. First off, it's important that you be aware of the dimensions. Now this is 1280 by 720, so whatever I build here in Photoshop, I want to have a decent amount of dimensions. I'm going to press Create and just go with that default size that was up. I'll go to image size. That was what? I'll set this to pixels, 1680 by 1050, and this is 1280 by 720. So this would be slightly bigger, which is great for what I'm about to do. So here I am. I'm using a brush here, and I'm just going to draw something real quick. Nothing fancy, just something. I'm going to create a new layer because I know how to use Photoshop, and I'm going to draw. I don't know what this thing is, but something. I'll take the spacing out of it. Great. A little circular shape. You know, obviously the cool thing about this program, being able to use it, I'm going to lock pixels on this. Like this, I'll click lock transparent pixels, and I'll paint this real quick. I'm going to take the opacity way down, paint with white. We'll say this is a highlight right here. Why not? Great. Again, this is just a fun way of shading this guy, giving it a unique look. All right. I don't feel like doing this anymore, so you get the idea. This is just a shape that I created. I don't really need this white background at all. I don't want it. So if you make something small like this and you want to crop down, you can right-click it and choose Select Pixels, and then go to Image and Crop in case you want to change the size of this so it fits whatever you have selected there. So just crop. Or you can use the crop tool to do it. But I'll just do Image and Crop. Right? And I'll pay attention to how big this is now. My image size is going to be dramatically different. Set that to pixels. 283 by 298. So this is going to be pretty small on that screen. Fine, fine. Again, it's just a little piece of nothing, just for example purposes. And I'll go to export PNG. I think it's going to ask me to save it first. Okay, we'll just call this test. Put this on my desktop again. All right, just test, and we'll choose press save and check it out. I should be able to pop that right into Animate. So I'm going to File, Import. Normally I would import this to the library, so bring it in here. It's in the library now. All I have to do is find my library. There it is. There it is. There's the test. I'll drag it out here. And as you can see, this thing's transparent because PNGs are transparent. JPEGs have that box around them, so you'll want to work with PNGs. File size is going to be bigger, and when you zoom in, it's not going to maintain its quality. But still, you can make stuff. You can make assets that are images that have transparency to support them, to help out. You could merge all these ideas together, but that's the basics of how you can bring stuff in from Illustrator and Photoshop, save them as symbols, and use them in here. Hope you found this useful. Talk at you later.